Welcome to the Elements of Spirit readings for the week of July 31st, 2017. This is the reading for the element of fire, which includes the sun signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I hope you're having a good Leo season, friends and beloved ones. Right. It's been intense. There's been a lot of heart fire available to burn off all sorts of stuff. I hope you used the last week. But what we're getting is that even though the heart fire is burning up so much stuff, you might still feel like you're going around and around in a circle. This is the ether affirmation. If you haven't listened to the ether reading, go check that out now. But for your reference, the affirmation was, wherever I am on my path, I pause to observe where I came from. I appreciate my journey. I appreciate where I am. Coming up to speed. Being where you are is perfectly fine, perfectly wonderful. If you're feeling exhausted, that was what the whole message was that your center is still here. And don't be so hard on yourself for feeling like you can't escape your shit. Your shit is supposed to inflect the lessons and the growth and the experience you learn throughout this whole life. So pause, notice how far you've come, appreciate how far you've come, and appreciate where you're at. And appreciate how far you've come and appreciate where you're at. And let's see what the element of fire has to add to this situation. Oh, wow. In growth, seeding is spontaneous. Complex systems have evolved. This is all coming through the imagery of a tree. Have evolved to spread the seeds of trees on leaves. Leaves, what's that? Well, fluffs. And helicopters, right? That's what I'm seeing is all of those like spinny leaves and the dandelion fluffs and all of those different things that trees use to get their seeds around. But all the tree does is breathe and grow. Very earthy message for you, but the idea here is just it feels like you guys might be compulsively seeding and trigger happy like action junkie, right? Everybody's all the fire creatures are feeling like Atomic Blonde this week. Let's see what's going on here. So the idea is okay, so this is very, it's a very metaphysical, esoteric kind of read, but the message is very practical, so I hope you enjoy it. In growth, seeding is spontaneous. Complex systems have evolved to spread the seeds of trees on leaves, fluffs, and helicopters, right? Leaves, fluffs, and helicopters. All the tree does is breathe and grow. So my concern is that you guys may be compulsively seeding, trigger-happy action junkies. And the question here is stabilizing. So this is the affirmation. I appreciate my growth and focus on stabilizing and counterbalancing where I am. I trust that the next steps are in process. So there's a big kind of brake pedal here, even... it's not an emergency brake. It's more so like an anti-lock brake, I guess. It's like a, yeah, because you're slamming the pedal on. Yeah, it's a little extreme, but I would say it. I'm gonna go there. All y'all, stop, chill. Wherever I am on my path, I pause to observe where I came from. I've gotten this far. I appreciate my journey. I appreciate how far I've come. I appreciate where I am today. Instead of compulsively seeding, which comes from a fear that this moment will not organically lead to a next moment, I have to project and throw out more, cast a wider net. No, I'm not doing that. I'm breathing and growing. I'm focusing on breathing and growing, but appreciating it. I appreciate my growth. I appreciate how far I've come, and I focus on stabilizing and counterbalancing where I am. Stabilizing is saying there is integrity here. What can I do to affirm the integrity that is already here? Instead of feeling like I have to go out beyond myself, look for new opportunities, plant new seeds. We're not even talking about trimming or hedging or mowing or pruning or anything. We're talking about planting. It's like, I trust that the next steps are in process. That's what the element is saying to you. Like, the seeds have already been seeded. You don't have to keep seeding. Stop seeding. If you just keep planting seeds, there's going to be too many seeds, and all of the growth is going to grow on top of each other, and everything's just going to die. So the idea here is stop seeding, and appreciate your growth. Focus on stabilizing and counterbalancing where I am. How to slow down, how to not be so trigger happy, and I trust that the next steps are in process. It really, like, they just show me this spiral downward as opposed to what's happening now, which is this, like, spiral upward. It's saying pause to stabilize, pause for integrity, and then the upward spiral continues even stronger. Slow way down. I really do, you guys. Like, I really think this is going to carry you throughout the week. It's like, when in doubt, don't do something new. When in doubt, don't freak out. When in doubt, don't expand. When in doubt, stop, breathe, appreciate your growth, focus on stabilizing and counterbalancing where I am. That means, like, if you can't reach it from an arm's length, if it's not immediately available to you, if you have to go through any undue stress or strain, it's not going to stabilize or counterbalance. It's going to cause you to go too far away from the center, and then you're going to lose your footing. So stabilizing and counterbalancing says, I see my shit, I appreciate my shit, I appreciate my growth, I see where I've come from, I know enough to just stay put, to not keep trying to compulsively go away. With that stabilization and counterbalancing, I trust that the next steps are in process. Most likely, next week when you wake up, you know, it's going to be a different trajectory of, like, now the energy wants to roll forward a little bit. So don't be too trigger happy this week. I appreciate my growth and focus on stabilizing and counterbalancing where I am. I trust that the next steps are in process. That's your affirmation. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next week.